Oh. I was told I could retrieve some plans for a tomb here. Plans for a tomb? You don't look dead, sir. Not that it's any of my business if you are. Here are your plans, sir. Can I get you anything else? What? 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 Use. Is it just me? Or... is... something's wrong here, right? Like, there's been some kind of change in management. If you can resolve that problem, then you can get the item. 2 separate quests have said that. In both cases, I just walk in and ask for the item and leave. There's a bunch of characters here. They don't say or do anything. And the guy just, like... they could have literally just said, like, oh yeah, it's at the bank. And then you go to the bank and you get the item and that's it. Like, but they keep specifically saying that there's some kind of change in management and it's just a problem to get your stuff out. Something's wrong. But there's nothing wrong. You just get your stuff. Like, I don't understand. Like, call me, like, tell me, let me know if I'm crazy, but I feel like it's, like, very obviously something's wrong. Like, there's, like, writing artifacts here indicating a quest that doesn't exist, where you have to deal with the warehouse, seemingly. But I don't know. I feel like they're not even implying, but just straight up saying that the situation is different than what I actually encounter, and then it's very strange. Like, it throws me off because I'm like, oh, I gotta talk to these people first. Like, I didn't even... it's so weird to think, like, oh, you just walk in and get the item, just like last time. It's so weird. The plans would make more sense if you were in the tomb itself. You could then make direct comparisons between the plans and how they were implemented. So I have the plans engineered for eternity. Okay. Which tomb is that? Was that over... did it say that over the doorway to where all the undead people were? Have I encountered those words before? I'm not sure. Grossook. You see a reptilian creature with a snake-like body, 4 clawed feet, leathery wings, and a draconian head. The scales covering its body are a vile shade of green. The creature stands upright on its hind legs, balancing with its prehensile tail. As you approach, its eyes narrow to slits, and it begins to hiss. I'm reminded of stuff like death claws, just comically dangerous things that are set up relatively early, but you're not supposed to be able to fight generally, but sooner or later the game will be like, what if you fought a death claw though? What if you fought a death claw though? Greetings. The air around the creature begins to radiate heat, and its scales take on a pale sheen. It gives you a hungry look, and appears ready to strike. Suddenly it releases a flurry of hisses and relaxes to a stance a bit. Shh. Go. Grossook no talk. Told wait. It glares at you as its tail lashes back and forth. What kind of creature are you? Every muscle on the creature seems so tense as it releases a storm of hisses. It starts to reach for you, then stops. Hate drips from its eyes, then it speaks to you. Grossook no talk. You lucky human. You go while still lucky. You stay, Grossook shred. Sebastian sent me. The creature relaxes quite a bit, and the air grows cooler. It holds out a clawed hand to you. Shh, give Grossook information. He looks at you expectantly. What information? It's hard to read facial expressions on a reptile, but you are certain that Grossook is rather annoyed with you. His tail begins to lash furiously, and the air grows warm again. No question. Give Grossook information or die. Grossook then take information from body. I need to know which piece of information is for you. I run errands intended for several people, you understand. He glares at you for a moment while he thinks. Finally, he gestures to a nearby tower. Siege towers. I'll get inside. Sebastian said he divine way. Grossook takes a step towards you and holds out his hand. Now give. Oh, that information. I'm sorry, Sebastian wanted to deliver that one in person. He'll be along soon.
Updated my journal.
The air around Grossook begins to radiate heat and his scales take on a pale sheen. He opens his mouth to reveal several rows of razor-sharp teeth. No, Grossook thinks you lie. Give information now. Grossook kill quick, not slow. Not give. Grossook take time. Remove you insides. Let you watch. I already have my intestines in my inventory, so... Wait, I don't have the information you want, but I know something that I think is worth my life. Grossook cocks his head to one side and glares at you. He seems lost in thought for a moment. Grossook, listen. Information good. You live. He gives you a toothy grin. Not good. You die. Grossook give word. If you betray Sebastian, he probably kills him. But these guys are so attack on sight that I don't know if we really want to. There's a question of which of these two people that want to kill each other is worse, essentially. And these creatures seem to... I mean, he's literally constantly threatening me, so I don't think I should really care about that. Forget it. Sebastian sent me to kill you anyway. Ah.
Endure. In enduring, grow strong.
The dagger's not working in this.
So you can use magic to attack.
Ready.
And you can heal my dying protagonist. Since you can't really fight normally.
I hear your words.
At least this character has magic missile type spells. That's a healing one. Swarm curse. Might be worth it. There we go. 8k is a lot of experience. All I had was a dirty rat charm.
I'm gone.
That's not entirely encouraging. Oh, what's over here? Garbage. Garbage day! Alright. More spell memorization, 2 hit points. Not a lot, but slowly going up a bit. One more bonus attack, I guess. Strafe doesn't have any spells of this level. It's rough. You already got that one. Strength. Person touched gains immense strength. Spell increases the target's strength score by a certain number of points or tenths of points above 18, which would be qualified as by warrior gets 1d8 points, which can be very strong. How good's this one? 1d8 plus 1. Okay, so this guy does just... His spells are just variations of the spells you normally learn, but they're better. They all have some kind of bonus. It seems reliable. Into the print shop. I have suffered significant ouchies, but I have solved your problem, dickhead. Sebastian smiles as you approach. Good day, Cutter. Have you completed your quest? Yes, and I've come for what is due me. One moment, please, Cutter. Sebastian reaches into his robe and removes a small crystal ball. He gazes into it for a moment before turning his attention to you. I cannot thank you enough, Cutter. I shall live up to my part of the bargain. Are you ready? Yes. It is done, Cutter. 2 charisma. Oh. Once again, I thank you. He bows deeply to you. Thank you and farewell, Sebastian.
Updated my journal. I'm gone.
You say that, but my scars aren't actually gone, right?
Feel like a chimney.
Like, I still look like this the whole game, but I now have a comical amount of charisma. +2 is a... Gaining 2 of a stat permanently is actually insane in this setting. Oop. Faction. Nobody else is in a faction. Strongest creature killed was Yimin. Party experience 85%, party kills 85%. Damn. So kill experience goes to a person or something? Alright. A group of individuals who hold similar beliefs about the nature of the multiverse. Belief is... This is just defining what a faction is. Belief is power on the planes. If enough people believe in an idea, that idea may become reality. Faction. Free League. In-depths. She's independent, which means she's in a faction of independent people. Motto. In-depths are individualistic bloods who have banded together to protect themselves from the other factions. Truth? There is no truth. Just live free or die. There's a scroll bar, but I can't scroll. Let's see. Because I can't mouse wheel over to it to... And I can't click on this. So if there's any way to look at it, I don't know how to do it. These people have, they have a whole biography. Aye. Now what you wanting to know about me for? Are you just bored? I'm not some grand... It's not some grand tale, isn't it? It isn't. So if you're expecting some epic, you'd best go rattle your bone box at someone else, Jig. I seen the way you look at me tale. If it'll keep your eyes to yourself, then I'll teach you where it comes from. It's a blessing from my granda, or my grandma, whichever one was the fiend. I'm a tiefling, so I am. With just enough of the demon blood in me to sprout this tail out of my back. That blood trickled its way from me grandma and granda to me, after passing through me own ma and da, whoever they were. Farad, me da? Ha! Old stutter crutch isn't me da. Not me real one anyway. He just fostered me, he did. Dragged me out of the hive and brought me into his stable. Don't get him wrong by thinking he had a kind bone in his body. He wasn't shedding no tear from me being an orphan. He just needed someone to help scarp dealers off the streets of the hive. And I'm just small enough so I can get into places his other boys can't. Plus, most of the gullies in his pack were wee boys with the fear in them. So I end up finding most of the debtors in places they're too scared to look. The Dusties pay a nice bit of copper for the debtors I bring in. And Farah don't take so much off the top that it leaves me a beggar, so he's not so bad, I suppose. Enough of your questions. Now I got some things to say to ye, I do. I seen the way you act, and you need to be told some things if we're going to be traveling together. First, don't go flapping your bone box and locking eyes with everyone you meet. That's sure to be trouble, it is. And don't be taking no one's name in vain, or you'll be attracting the worst sort of attention. And right quick, too. And one last thing. Don't be thinking you can treat me like a cobblestone, neither. You start doing that, and I'll take these blades and carve you, I will. Me blades? Aye, these dags are mine. I like these punch dags, I do. You can keep your axes and hammers and clubs. These dags are more me style. You just behave yourself, and you won't be wearing them, aye? They had the whole thing this whole time. My past is not known to you. It is not my will that you should know it. Know that I bear the scars of one who has traveled the plains. Know that I have never rested long in any one place. Know that I bear the weight of one who has traveled far to be in this place. Know that I am Gither's Eye. Know that I am of the people of Zerthamon. It was Zerthamon who knew the Gither's Eye before we knew ourselves. We knew that we had to be done. We knew what had to be done to free us. From his knowing came action. From his knowing, freedom was born. The Gither's Eye ceased to be slaves and became a people. Know that I followed the unbroken circle of Zerthamon. His words are known to me. His heart is known to me. All that remains is that I know myself. Well, well, well. I feel like I've woken up inside someone's dream. I don't know who I am. I don't know how I got here, and I don't know how to get out. First thing I do remember is crawling off a metal slab in some vaulted monstrosity called the mortuary, and some floating skull asking me a bunch of damned questions. I've lost my memory, I've lost my possessions, and the only thing I really seem to know is that I can get stabbed, beaten, burned, and I get better. This regeneration of mine hasn't done much for my looks, but no one seems to notice. Everyone notices, they comment on it all the time. I need to figure out who I am, and how I got this way. I feel like something's missing, something inside, but I don't know what. I killed the thing that you guys wanted to kill. I'm so cool. Alright. She's free, dickhead. Nope. No more talk.
All right.
How far around is it going? Wanted to check again what some of these people sell. You just sell some items. Oh, the rings. The Magus shield is better able to focus the energy of the enchantments placed upon it. Variation of the Magus guard. Yeah, that's pretty strong. Can I offload some of my bullshit? Some of it. Yeah, 2 rings of the Traveler. I'll definitely go for a Displacer. Let's see. Yeah, it takes me down to 2. And you have actual armor class instead of trash. Just trying to upgrade my dudes a bit. Oh. I know you. You're the Burk's been running around asking all the questions. He stares at you, daring you to deny it. What if I am? He narrows his eyes at you. Well, if you are, then you should know that you're a pest, and I don't have time for pests. And my men don't as well, so leave them alone. I just need to have a few questions answered. He gives you a self-satisfied nod. Yeah? Well, I don't have time for answers for you. I suggest you leave before I call the guard. And don't be bothering my men, you hear? I'll be leaving then. Farewell. Oh, did I accidentally click on that random worker instead of Asni? I did. Okay. I was like, why is this random dude so mad at me? I don't understand what's happening. What did I do? Yeah, I just have too much bullshit in my inventory. Pry bar is potentially useful. Magic punch daggers, 1 to 4, enchanted +1, +2 piercing damage, +2 thaco. That seems like a lot of bonus. What do your daggers do? 1 to 4, garbage, garbage, garbage. Okay. Quick save, just in case she won't use them. I want to buy her an upgrade, but I want her to actually use them. So if she won't use them, I'm loading my save, because I'll just be very fucking annoyed that it screws me. Siphon Knuckles, also fists, 1 to 6 damage, +2 enchanted, +2 thaco. Transfers hit points from target to wielder. Life leech. Hello. Even better? Why is she like this? So she won't use the Siphon Knuckles. Proficiency fists. Well, she will use the Magic Punch Daggers, proficiency fists. Okay, so load. And I guess we're just buying those, which is what I wanted to buy originally, but then I spotted the other thing that seemed even cooler, and that seemed like a good fit. But she's annoying. I don't know what else to say. She's just annoying and won't use them. Okay, well these are an upgrade. By like a fair margin. But still better. For sure I don't need this bone dagger.
I'm gone.
Alright. Still happy to get an upgrade. I'm just annoyed that I saw something that looked even better and she's like, nah. A weapon that heals me? What kind of loser would want that? Give me trash. Yeah, they'll teach spells, but they're mostly worse than what he already has. Level 4. I think are they sorted by level? Because he could learn a level 3 spell. Cloak of Warding. Ball Lightning, that's always fun. Spheres of electrical force shoot forth and strike your nearest foes. Caster can create up to 4 glowing spheres of lightning when the spell is cast. They are roughly 3 feet in diameter. The damage varies depending on number of balls created. So fewer balls do more damage. Bing. Okay, now he has a spell for that tier. He had none previously. I keep accidentally making her health bar numbers. Okay, so we revisited the merchants a bit and revamped our shit. You know someone named Byron Pickett? I have evidence that proves he is involved in criminal acts here in Sigil. He looks at you with interest. Oh, may I see this evidence? Give him the papers.
Updated my journal.
He examines the papers thoroughly, then folds them and puts them away. He nods to you and smiles. Excellent work, citizen. These documents are quite detailed in their content. I personally will see to it that Byron Pickett is taken before the courts. He salutes you, then turns to leave. I shall return shortly. As he returns and smiles at you, he soon returns and smiles at you. The deed is done. Pickett has been removed from the streets, the evidence has been presented to the courts, and soon he will stand trial. He gives you a slight bow. Once again, I thank you. Thank you. I must be going now. Farewell. Boom, the turns have tabled. Get fucked, boy. Now we're significantly running out of things. My big loose end is the lucky knife, otherwise I can't do these things yet. Or this requires a zone I've not been to yet, and when if I get to the clerk area, I think I can find the secret word for my magic bottle. And then I can find yeah, my next objective is gonna be to go to the Foundry finally. Things I've been putting off as I try to clean up everything else in the area. The Foundry is like the big location I put off in this map.
All right.
And then I need. Well, the other big location is is where they took my skull. Oh. Can I talk to you? Okay. You see a burly, bored-looking guard. State your business, please. What is this place? You're in front of the great Foundry, home to the believers of the Source. The who? Yes, sir. Godsmen were called. Why? We are one of the 15 recognized factions of Sigil, sir. We believe that every being has within it the spark of divinity, neither good nor evil necessarily, but potential to be divine. Beyond divinity, we believe there lies something greater. We believe all life has a purpose and a goal. We are devoted to understanding what those goals are. We strive towards greatness with every step in our lives. We are the Sigma males. Sounds important. We believe it is, sir. Can I help you with anything else? Yeah. What are you doing? Guarding the gates, sir. I have a message for Kaldor from Giltspur the Auctioneer. This option just went away last time. Like, it's not in the trigger to check for it isn't in like you've returned this menu version or whatever. Thank you, sir. You'll find him in the Great Godsman Hall. He opens the gate for you. Thanks. I now have business to take care of in here, which I guess is a reason to let me in. Or maybe if you just say I have something to pick up, they'll just let you in, and that's the level of guarding they're doing. Well, place is looking pretty populated. Lots of godsmen. Got Alyssa Teald and Thilden, I think are the only named characters here. You see a slab-stomached man with thick arms and a scraggly beard. He smells as if he hasn't washed in ages, and his breath doesn't do much for your breakfast. Have I eaten in this game? He's in the process of ordering around subordinates as you approach him, and he deals a quick cuff to the ear of one of them. He turns to face you, hitching up his belt. What do you want? I had some questions. You want answers? Like what? Who are you? Tilden the Grey, supervisor of this yard. My job is to make sure the laborers get their jobs done, to make sure people like you don't distract them. They work little enough as it is, the little sods, and then manage to lose the rest of the day in idleness if I weren't here. I'm tough, but I'm fair. Ask anyone. Why do they call you the Grey? Because I'm covered in soot most of the time from these blasted furnaces. It's a nickname my laborers have given me, out of affection, no doubt. Yep, everyone loves you so much. Do they, though? Do they, though? Do they, though? No doubt. That's right, they do. They know if they don't, they'll get what's coming to them. Tell me about the Godsmen. They took me in and trained me to be what I am today, and I got to thank them for that. They took my raw talent and shaped it into skill. I tell you, I'm a favorite of the Factols, and someday he'll show everyone just how important I am to this organization. They tell me that everyone has godliness in them. It's true for me. I think I'm closer than most folks, to tell the truth. That gives me the right to act like a god and to expect total devotion from my inferiors. I'm learning to take power and move mountains with belief in myself. When I rule with the cosmos, you can bet I'll remember every one of the Burks who stood in my way. Oh, this guy sucks. In case it wasn't clear before. The idea that all life is important and anyone could have divinity in them is supposed to be more of a flattening of people, but instead this guy's like, no, hierarchy. Yeah, anyone could have the spark in them. Me specifically, I'm the one. Everyone else is stupid. I'm like, oh, that's the wrong lesson, I think. I don't think that's the implied point of this place. I need to use the forge. Can you give me some ore? He looks you up and down carefully, considering, and says, "You want to be a smith, eh? Can't say the fire will do much to skin like that. Take it then, and don't get in the way of my workers. Good day, sir." What? Just like that, huh? I don't even know why I want to mine, or to use ore. I don't know what my goal is. But there be. Okay, let's get some of these excess items out of the main inventory. These are more trashy and should be thrown away probably. Maybe he'll just be my goofy quest item inventory. Remember the key from 10 years ago? Still have it. Why do I still have it? Yep. Not usable by chaotic creatures. She's chaotic, right? He can use it. A number of the Ku-Yin. There's a tattoo of a number, the intricate weaving of ink and flesh. It squirms when held as if sought out by a host. Is the number of Ku-Yin a personal identifier that radiates law? When applied, the tattoo works itself in the skin of its owner, protecting it against the depredations of strongly chaotic creatures. It cannot be used by someone of chaotic alignment. I've got an empty slot, I guess, so enjoy resistance to chaotic people. Including our own party members. This still needs to be identified? Put the more important items over here so I can keep my trash over here. Just throw the skull away. Maybe someone will want to buy cheese, but I don't need to pick up every skull that I encounter. I didn't actually have a goal for smelting and don't really know how to do it. But he just gave it to me. Wow. Alyssa Tealed. You see a short woman with slight horns in her forehead and eyes that curve sharply back on her skull. She smells faintly of sulfur. Even over the reek of the Foundry's fires. Greetings. What can I do for you? Who are you? I'm Alyssa Tealed, supervisor of this area. This area being the main Foundry area of the Great Foundry. where much of our current public work takes place. The Foundry is larger than this, of course, but we have a large contract we're working on, and we've been sworn to secrecy, so most of the area is off limits. My apologies. I'm looking for the pickup office. I have an item waiting for me. It's that office with the desk. He should be sitting right behind it. I need to use the forge. Certainly, just make sure you have the proper items for it. Protection from the flames, tongs, hammer, and of course, your iron ore. Right. What's going on here? We've taken a huge and very, very secret contract. One that is taking up practically all of our resources. We maintain a smaller operation from day-to-day items for our other orders, but right now the Foundry is devoted to fulfilling our contract. Don't bother asking about it because I won't tell you. You seem very firm about this. Very well. I had other questions. What exactly do the Godsmen stand for? This is both a communal and individual faction, and there are variations of that theme depending on whom one speaks with. But the basic gist of it is that life, nay, all experience itself, is a test of sorts. All things that arise test us, and how they react determines how we move closer to the true understanding of everything. We seek the truth behind the multiverse, and it's apparent to us that ours is the right way. How do I join? Go speak with Kaldor of Durian in the meeting hall, through the door on the right wall. Don't know if I'd actually want to join them, but might as well ask. There's Thilden. Sarosa. You see a young woman. As you approach her, her eyes stare directly into yours. You get the uncomfortable feeling that she's not just examining your eye color. Her gaze seems to penetrate far deeper than that. Greetings, stranger. How goes your day? Well enough. What answers do you seek, half-man? Why do you call me half-man?
My journal.
I call you half-man because I cannot see your spirit. All other mortals who pass through my life show their spirits to me in a shining spark of smoldering ember. You show nothing at all. I call you half-man because I cannot see your spirit, as I can see those of others. Whether this is because you have no soul or because you have transcended, I cannot say. One way or another, you are but half a man. What the other half is, I cannot say. Who are you? I am Sarosa, daughter of Sandos, one of the factors of the Godsmen. Tell me of your family. My brother Saros is a child of the Foundry, yet I fear he has never embraced the philosophy of the believers of the Source. My father is a factor here, and his travels have led him far from the Foundry and into realms most mortals never even dream of achieving. Tell me of your brother. Saros is a brash, impulsive lad, easily given over to his manhood. He is eager to prove himself equal of anything in the plains. Full of the aggression of youth, I believe he feels himself more sensate than Godsman, further vindicating my belief that the sensates are the most immature of all the factions in Sigil. Why are they the most immature? Why are they the most immature? Because like children, they do not understand that there is more beyond the world of the senses, beyond what one can see, hear, taste, touch, smell. Look around you. You are in the outer planes. This is belief made solid, but that does not mean this seemingly rough matter can be comprehended by the senses. This is belief. No mere physicality can match it. I see. Well, she was just ready to dump stuff. I'm like, I've never met you before. Here's my family history. Like, even though I asked for it, just like it's just such a quick 0 to here's the story of my family and my brother and so on. And I doubt him. I doubt his belief. I'm like, okay, wow. Religion at the dinner table. You see a sandy-haired youth. He's on the cusp between adolescence and adulthood. And from his eyes, it looks like he's trying to be as adult as possible without having the slightest idea how. In other words, he seems innocent. Hey, stranger. What can I do for you? You can answer a few questions for me. Ask whatever you want. Tell me about yourself. Me? I'm Saros. I grew up around here. Gotta run through the Foundry, playing with stuff. I like pretty much everyone here, except for Thilden. He keeps saying I'm not raised right, and that my father is a poor parent. All I know is that Thilden's the biggest sod I ever met. Tell me about the Great Foundry. I grew up here. I played in the main Foundry area and ran through the barracks. It stinks and it's loud and people could be like Thilden, but it's still home for me. People. They're smiths and workers. I think they mean well, but they're also earnest and boring. They need to liven themselves up a bit, like, say, the Sensates. You like the Sensates, huh? They know how to live life. They know what it's all about, not like these people. They keep pretending there's some big, noble purpose to it all, but I don't see it. My sister says that life is more than our senses show, but I don't see how she knows that, since all she knows is through her senses. I just don't get why people make this stuff up. I enjoy the frankness from this character. Yeah, it's just communal belief on some level, although we are in a world where belief does manifest somehow. But it's a lot. Who's your sister? Sarosa? She could just look at someone and see what needs adding, and what needs taken away. I don't know how she does it. My father always said it was something about her ascending to another level. He said she was born Godsman. Yeah. Sometimes when I see a bunch of characters and they'll give me an introduction and then we just move on without any kind of like verbs being introduced, I always kind of wonder, like, is this going to come up? What, do these characters need to do something? Start wondering, like, am I going to do something with these characters in the future? Will they come up in another quest? Or is this all building up to a collective storyline? Because sometimes you just meet a bunch of characters in an environment in certain RPGs, and that's the entire situation. You're just like, what's that guy's deal? What's that guy's deal? What's that guy's deal? Anyway, nice meeting you. It's like sometimes like a hook that never got implemented. You see a sturdy man who looks like he's just bursting with vitality. His face is tanned and lined, and his black beard is beginning to show hints of white. Hail, stranger, and well met. What can I do for you this fine day? I'd like to ask a few questions. Who are you? He smiles broadly. My friend, I am Kaldor of Durian, one of the factotums of the Godsmen, and nominally in charge of this place while our true higher-ups are gone in conclave. What can you tell me about this place? This is the Great Foundry, home of the Believers of the Source, also known as the Godsmen. Here we make items that ship all over the plains. We're renowned in many worlds. Only the best work here. It's said we've got a staff of smiths that rival those in Mount Clangdon itself. Personally, I don't think we're that good, but we are close. Can you take on additional work? Sadly, friend, we cannot. We're engaged in a long-term contract right now that's taking up most of our resources. Perhaps when we've finished, in a matter of Years, he shrugs. My apologies. I'd like to see the secret project if I could. Friend, I can't give you that to you until you prove yourself a friend of the Godsmen. Would have to join the squad. I have a message for you from Giltspur the Auctioneer. A message, eh? He takes the note from you. Very well. You can tell him the message is delivered. Was there anything else you wanted? That'll be it for now. What's back here? Where's the clerk's office? Just south of the main foundry, sir, you'll find an office with a desk in it. That's the clerk's office. Where can I find the higher-ups? Either Sandoz or Kaldor will be able to aid you in this matter. Kaldor's in the main meeting hall, just at the door on the right side of the main foundry. You just say he's over there. Sandoz can usually be found in the rooms in the near the hall. Okay. Can I go in here? Okay. Nil Xander. You see a bushy-haired man, clad in the height of fashion, if you consider fashion to have died 50 years ago. I don't know what that means. I barely know what's fashionable in reality, let alone fantastical CRPG land where everyone's a corpse in a non-physical plane and also only visible from this far away. Also, you're the one who should be out of fashion. You're the one who's been alive forever. His clothing seems to consist of tattered street urchin rags, and he seems to affect a disdainful manner towards those around him. Or that might be his actual manner. He doesn't even glance at you until you speak to him. Then his eyes begin searching your face carefully. You want something? Who are you? I'm Nil Xander, great-grandson of the artificer Zero Xander, engineer, dreamer, curator, and I have finished his work. The work that you commissioned, the Dream Builder. Are you ready to claim the use of it now? The Dream Builder? What's that? It's both machine and ritual. It is a state of mind and a construct of steam and blood. It grants dreams to those who enter its confines. It was built for you, and it's waiting for you. Are you ready to finish it off? It's been waiting for you for decades. Well, what a thing to walk in on. Here we go. Makes some sense. Because, like, we would have things in progress we just walk in on because we're amnesia-oriented. Did we tell him that we'd forget about him? How do you know it was built for me? Because my great-grandfather, Zero Xander, set your face in stone so that we would know you when you returned for the work you had commissioned. He always thought you'd return, but no one else truly believed you would. Our family completed it because we said we would, and now, here you are. I feel like he should have been more shocked than he was. He just searched my face carefully and said, "Do you want something?" Yeah, I feel like he should have been more shocked than he was. Do you still have this stone? No. It was stolen from me a year ago. I saw only a shadow flitting away. It was the only item taken from my home. I have no idea who'd take it, but I'd memorized the features. Alright, let's finish the Dream Builder. What I need to begin the final stages of the Dream Builder is a piece of your skin immersed in your blood, so the machine can familiarize itself with your physical essence. It must be in a blue-green bottle to symbolize the dream sea on which you will float. Flesh and blood, I'm given enough of that lately. Answer a question for me first. A small frown of concentration creases his already wrinkled forehead. What would you like to know? What do you do here? What do I do? I am the engineer of all engineers. I studied under the Tanari smith Kazan, who tempered words on the forge of hate, quenched them in a trough of despair, and set them forth to slaughter stupidity. Elements of phrases, caustic words, were brought to him, and he created weapons of terrifying magnitudes. Weapons that would lay an enemy low and destroy the malformed ideas of others. I'm sure you've seen his work. So you create evil weapons here? Not at all. My forge is not built on hate, but on understanding. I have also studied under the Archon artisan Terra Sephiria, who created the healing touch of a gentle thought, ideas that would still any fiendish, spitting heart. He worked his will with love and devotion. My work blends theirs, as all mortal psyches blend elements of the demonic and the sublime. Are all your co-workers as well trained as you? Bah! They do not possess a true fire. They speak of creation, and they boast of their potentials, but they do not create anything beyond the mundane. Their imaginations are poor, limited, obsessed with the small details. A true dreamer, I say, creates a grand scheme, and then concentrates on the details. Starting with details is for the ants of the imagination, the small insects who aspire only to be fed. It's very charitable of you. What can you tell me of the Godsmen? He sighs and collects himself. That's a long subject. Let's get started on it. Now, all creatures want something, don't they? They create, they build, they tear down, they dream, they fight, they fornicate. They do all these things because they want something beyond what they have. Even on the basest level of existence, every iota strives to be something greater. Some achieve this, some fall by the wayside. Every decision, every action, every reaction, these all create a base on which something else builds, something obvious. Something obvious, then, that our current exalted state is being... that our current exalted state of being is building a base for ourselves, for something greater. What is that, if not godhood? That's the way I've always justified it, and frankly, I ain't in the mood for philosophical discussion. You want that, find a factor or something. Where can I find a factor? Factor Kaldor's right up there in the dais. Talk to him, or else find the suicidal Burke Sandoz and talk to him. Are you done pestering me yet? Not yet. Okay, what? Nilzander in the Foundry has asked me to help him complete the Dream Builder so I may dream again. Fetch a vial of skin and blood. How? What a weird request. I guess the starting point is to figure out how to get a vial, but I'm like, my skin and blood is right here. It's all over me. How do I extract that in video game gameplay terms? Like, how do I proceed is the question. Oh. Can't go there. I have no idea how to proceed there. I don't think I remember any character that wanted my skin and... I mean, that necromancer wanted my blood, but I killed him. But I don't need help getting my own blood, I don't think. I have my intestines. That's a weird detail. Is that helpful? It's not. I don't think that counts as skin, but it is my flesh and with blood. Bedylene. You see a severe woman with flaming red hair pulled back tight, giving her face a stretched, nervous look. She appears to be deep in thought. At your approach, she glances up and says, "Can I help you with something?" Who are you? My name is Bedylene. I'm a magical engineer. Not a mage, mind you, but a theoretician. And I'm going to make sure the godsmen don't get a chance to use that weapon or contract for other such weapons of war again. Dedicated? Okay. Tell me of the Great Foundry. She stifles a yawn. You can ask almost anyone else here about the Foundry and you'll get the same answer. What makes you think I'll give you one that's any different? Ask another question. Tell me of the project you're working on. Tell you about the project we've sworn our lives to complete and defend? No, I don't think so. Not yet, anyway. Let's just say it's powerful, and it'll be worth the effort we've put into it. Tell me about some of the people here. The other people here? Well, you've got the brilliant but eccentric Neil Xander, the Gither's Eye outcast woman Kaldor, Thilden the Grey, whose heart is much less ambiguous than his name, Kaldor the Factor, Sardos the Factor, the two children of Sandos, supervisors, smiths, a host of others. They all passed me by at one point or another, and frankly I haven't made that much of an effort to get to know them. They work for me, or they don't, and that's about as much as I care, I'm afraid. I'm rather devoted to my work. A lot of these characters must just matter a lot more once you join the faction. Until then, less so. Hello. That's a lot of empty library.
I'm gone.
Why let me inspect all of them if none of them have a single thing I can look at?
Done.
This is bullying. This is cyberbullying.
All right.
It's weirdly hard to find the interaction spot sometimes.
Done.
Wow, worst game ever, 0 out of 10. How dare you? Literally, how dare? How do you sleep at night when you pull this shit? Alright, I accomplished what I came here to do. Maybe I'll decide later if I want to join this faction. I kind of need to reassess who the factions are and which ones I don't do or don't like, potentially.
Done.
I go in here? Oh, that's a new location. Maybe someone to talk to next time. And then I gotta get back and turn this quest in at some point. But yeah, I was about to head out to do that, but I should let future me know that this guy is here and not forget about him. So I'm just gonna end it here. I'm very smart.